Hello, welcome back. And today we continue to introduce some very useful command in the CentOS or Red Hat. This command will give benefit, especially for those system administrator when they need to do some troubleshooting or do the routine maintain for the system. It help you to monitor the system resources like the CPU, memory, and also the hard disk. In last video, I already introduced these three commands, W, vmstat, and top, which will help you to monitor the system, CPU, and memory. In today's video, I'll try to introduce this rest command here. For this SAR, this is a very useful tool. It's not installed by default, especially when we install the CentOS with the Kali mini core, right? You need to use yarn to install this additional tool. I will show you in the demo. NSLow is the other very good tool to monitor your network interface and to show how many packages is being transferred within your network. And this IO top and IO stat is another important parameter to monitor your hard disk. Sometimes maybe your services has bad performance. You only check CPU is idle, memory is low usage, but still your client complain your service is really bad. So maybe you can use this IO top to look for if your IO is busy or not. If IO is busy, that means you need to expand more in your hard disk to give your hard disk more IOPS, which is will help you to improve your read and write hard disk performance. Free is a tool to monitor your memory, so you will see if you have enough physical memory or no. PS just will process list to let you have an overview of how many process currently is concurrent running on your system. And if you find out some process become a zombie or take too many resources, maybe you can node ID and use the command Q to release the resources. And that is especially useful when you CentOS is providing some services like providing the web services or providing like some database services. You need to use nested to find out what kind of non-port you are providing to your client and it lets connection live or no, right? And TCP dump is especially useful when you do some troubleshooting. You can monitor NIC card to see if the client packet do hit your services and what kind of response you send out. So today I will cover all of this command here. I will use a totally new machine to begin this demo. As I say, please make sure every time when you do some lab test, before you do anything, take a snapshot, so-called INT in my case. So no matter what kind of package you install during this demo, you can always lower back to initiate to prepare for next class. So this is very important, especially in future. Our final goal is install Kubernetes, right? So in the Kubernetes, you need to install a lot of the package. Some package may be conflict with today the package you will install. So to avoid the complex uninstall and install procedure, easy way, just every time when you finish your demo test, just lower back to initiation. Okay, we'll begin the first command called SAR. Actually, I will install something. We can begin from here. You can see first time when I log into this node 2, right? Because I installed 5 VM. 3 is the master, 2 is the working node. The 201 mean master 1, 202 mean master 2. The first time I run the SAR, this tell you the command is not found because we use the minimum installation. So that's why this tool is not there. So I just use the very easy the yarn install method to install this SAR tool. Yarn is a very convenient package management in the CentOS. In the Ubuntu, they call apt-get. In the CentOS, already had a call yarn. Install just means anytime if you find out some package not installed, you just use this parameter install. And that's why I mean during the package installation, they always ask you some question to confirm you really want to install or no, right? Sometimes you maybe just want to check the package information, but you don't want to really install yet. So you can, when you pop out this question, you can always answer no to cancel installation. But in our case, we really want to install and we want to save some time. We try to avoid the system keep asking the question to wait for your feedback. So I use why. That means for all the questions they ask me, I always say yes, please install it. This SAR package is included in this system stat. So I just need to install this package. When you finish, you can see the SAR tool can be available right away. So here just the all output. You can see this yarn tool go to some destination to download the stat and installation, right? So after that, when you type inside again, now you can see some output. That means this SAR already be successfully be installed already. So also when you install, you can see some file in the log. You may know that this folder is very important. Basically, by default, all the services in the Ubuntu or in the CentOS, the log will always by default be stored under this parent folder, and then depend on what kind of the like if you install Apache, you can see log Apache, for example. In our case, I install SAR. I just use the this one. Sorry, it should be the SA. You can see they already generated some file here. And one thing is this SAR is called real-time monitor. You monitor the real-time your CPU usage and the real-time memory usage and real-time network usage, right? In the meantime, you can save the log into this var log and SA in this file, right? You can, I think it should be the same as the CPU load. You can create about 3 files, one for the 1 minute usage, the other for 5 minutes average usage, and the other for 15 minutes, for example. For the detail, you can refer to the document. Anytime you use SAR, you can see the real-time information. But if you want to refer to history data, you need to read the same information to this SA13. That means about 10 minutes ago, right? So in here, for example, now I want to monitor some real time. I just use -n. That means I want to check some network, N for network. And here, this is real time information you will pop out, right? So let's add, you can add some more information here. First one, this means this real-time information can be refreshed every 1 second. So every 1 second, you will give you some output. And 3, that means after 3 times, this real-time monitor finished. So total you monitor about 3 seconds. So here you can see this is the first second, second, and the third second, then you're done, right? So here you can see a lot of information. Yeah. The first one just means the time. Because currently the system time is 3:51 p.m. And second one just means we have about 2 network, right? By default, there's a loopback of each Ubuntu system. Also, the VNIC, we only assign 1. When I build the virtual box, I only assign one, so that's why you only see one so far. Here's mean, the third row mean how many R mean receive, T mean transfer. That means how many packets per second you receive in each network, and how many kilobyte, k-byte you receive and send. Right here, so here you can see all the network real-time information you can see from here. Every 1 second it gives you an output here. So this is real time, but now if you go back here to see the history data, you can see it only be updated in real time. Now it's 52, right? So you keep to input more information into this log. So whenever you want to refer to about 10 minutes ago, you can read information sourced from this log file. So we can give it a try. For example, I want to refer to the history data. We can use SDN. That means I only monitor network. Size components tool. You can monitor the CPU, monitor the memory, but here I only focus at the network first example. Again, I want to monitor the network, but instead this time I don't want to monitor the real time. Instead, I want to input source from this history data. So I can just use this one. So you can see here's the history data. Remember, now is data is about 53, right? So here you can see this data will be stored frequency is once per 10 minutes, right? Every 10 minutes they will store one row here. So when you go to the 4 p.m., you generate the other row. So this one is very important when you want to refer to history data layer. Maximum, this file can store up to 1 month. So anytime when you want to check any data within 1 month, you can use this command. This is by default 1 month setting. For sure, you can just change some setting layer to store longer or shorter history data. So this -n just means the network. If you want to monitor some CPU, you can use -q. Again, here just mean a one-time output. If you want to keep a monitor again, every 1 second output one time and 2 times, that means you just every 1 second input one information and give you two times, so 2 seconds. Now here's the almost the information as you use the W or use the VM stat. So you can see the 1 minute average, 5 minute average, and 15 minutes average for the CPU only. And if you want to look for, if I don't interested in the CPU, I want to look at some called hard disk, you can use the -B. Remember when you use the VM stat, you can see -B, that means hard disk, right? You can see how many read requirement and how many write requirement per second. So here you can see T just mean read, R mean the read, and W mean the write. So how many seconds you want to read and write here. Okay, and this is the basic tool of the start command.